When you hear an engine tapping, you're not just hearing a broken car, you're listening to a fascinating failure of physics and fluid dynamics. Let's look deeper at how direct injection and old oil destroy modern engines from the inside out. Before this ends, you'll understand why the same engine that feels perfect at 30,000 miles can be silently choking itself at 60,000, why the oil you're running matters more than it did 20 years ago, and the one specific service most turbocharged car owners don't know they need. This is real engineering, and the data behind it comes from SAE International and Used Oil Labs. Almost every new gas engine sold today uses gasoline direct injection, or GDI. Instead of spraying fuel into the intake manifold, GDI blasts it straight into the combustion chamber at pressures around 2,000 to 3,000 pounds per square inch. That precision buys roughly a 15% cut in fuel consumption, which is why direct injection reached 73% of light-duty vehicles built for the 2023 model year, according to the EPA's Automotive Trends Report. Here's the trade-off nobody explains at the dealership. In an older engine with port fuel injection, or PFI, the injector sprayed fuel onto the back of the intake valve on every cycle. That fuel washed the valve clean, like a constant rinse. GDI skips that step completely. The valve never sees fuel. Meanwhile, oil vapor still gets pulled through the intake by the positive crankcase ventilation system, or PCV, and a little exhaust residue comes back through the exhaust gas recirculation system, or EGR. That oily vapor lands on a valve running between 400 and 800 degrees Fahrenheit. It bakes on, it hardens. Over heat cycle after heat cycle, it crystallizes into rock-hard carbon, and it collects in one specific place. The intake valve is the target, not the pistons and not the exhaust side. The oil in a modern engine does three jobs at once. It cleans, it cools, and it seals. Modern engines run hotter, run leaner, and stretch oil changes longer than anything built 20 years ago. Manufacturer intervals of 7,500 to 10,000 miles look great in the brochure. In the real world, especially on a turbocharged direct injected engine, that oil takes a beating. When a GDI engine is cold, the tight fuel spray doesn't fully burn, and raw fuel slips past the piston rings into the oil. Oil labs see this constantly, with fuel dilution climbing over the first few thousand miles, and Blackstone Laboratories treats 2% fuel as its action level. Fuel in the oil thins it out, drops the viscosity, and raises the acid content. The oil's total base number, or TBN, is its ability to neutralize those acids, and Blackstone considers a TBN of 2.0 or lower, too depleted to keep running. Heat and shear also break down the long molecules that hold viscosity together, so right when the engine needs protection most, the oil is at its weakest. An old degraded oil in one of these engines doesn't just wear parts faster, it can trigger something far more violent. That violent event is low-speed pre-ignition, or LSPI. Picture accelerating hard from a low-speed cruise at low revolutions per minute, or RPM, but under high load with plenty of boost. In a turbocharged GDI cylinder, a drop of oil and fuel can auto-ignite before the spark plug ever fires. The resulting detonation spike is so severe it can crack a piston or bend a connecting rod on the very first event. Researchers trace the trigger to oil chemistry, specifically calcium-based detergent additives. SAE International Paper 2013-01-2569 by Hirano and colleagues showed that raising calcium concentration raises the LSPI rate, and Southwest Research Institute's pre-ignition prevention program confirmed that replacing calcium with magnesium brings it back down. None of this is theoretical. GM issued a service bulletin warning that the wrong oil in its 2.0-liter turbo LTG 4-cylinder could cause premature piston failure. The oil industry responded across the board. The American Petroleum Institute, or API, released a supplement called SN Plus in 2018, and the full API SP standard, developed with the International Lubricant Standards and Advisory Committee, or ILSAC, as ILSACGF6, launched on May 1st, 2020. Both were built specifically to prevent LSPI. This is why the exact oil spec in your manual matters more than it ever has. Running old API SN oil in an engine that calls for SP is a real risk. So what does all this look like when you pull an engine apart? Take a BMW N54 or an Audi EA 888 2.0T at 60,000 miles. Pop off the intake manifold and the intake valves are crusted with black, baked on carbon several millimeters thick. It looks like the inside of a chimney. That crust chokes airflow into the cylinder and wrecks the smooth tumble pattern the engine was designed around. The driver feels it as a flat spot down low, rough cold starts, hesitation, and random misfires. One Ontario BMW specialist, Foreign Automotive, reports routinely measuring 15 to 30 horsepower lost on a heavily fouled N54 or N55 inline 6 on their dyno, and that power comes right back once the valves are clean. If your engine is direct injected and you've never had this done, this is happening inside it right now, quietly, while it still feels fine. Let me pause here before the fixes. Comment your car's make, model, and mileage below because I want to see how many of you have a direct injected engine and don't know it yet. Now the good news, because you have real options. The first is walnut blasting. A shop pulls the intake manifold, seals a tool against each port with the valves closed, and fires crushed walnut shells through it while a vacuum sucks out the debris. The shells are hard enough to fracture carbon, but soft enough to leave the metal untouched. This runs somewhere between $300 and $800 on a 4-cylinder, and climbs higher on a V6 or V8, where the intake sits deep in the engine valley. Plan on it every 60,000 to 80,000 miles on affected engines, though BMW calls for the N54 as early as 75,000 miles, and then every 50,000 after. The second option is a chemical intake cleaner in a can. These help with light film, but once carbon bakes on hard, they barely touch it. The third is a catch can. It sits in the PCV line and traps oil vapor before it reaches the valves, and it's cheap insurance at around $100 to $250 installed. Owners routinely drain ounces of sludge out of them. The fourth is the real engineering answer. Toyota's D4S system runs port injection at low load to wash the valves and direct injection at high load for efficiency. And Ford added port injection back to its second generation EcoBoost engines for the same reason. The fifth is the simplest. Compress your oil intervals, cut the manufacturer number in half on a turbo GDI car, run the correct API SP oil, and change the filter every time. Here's your action list. Open your owner's manual and find the required oil spec. If it says API SP, buy SP, not older SN. If your car has direct injection and you're past 40,000 miles, start budgeting for a walnut blasting service and get the valves scoped with a bore scope. If it's turbocharged, do not stretch your oil changes because short intervals are the cheapest engine insurance you can buy. If you're keeping the car long term, look into a catch can. Fill up with top tier gasoline so the injector detergents stay ahead of deposits. And warm the engine up before you lean on it, since cold hard driving is what feeds fuel into your oil in the first place. That tapping you were worried about at the start comes down to physics and fluid dynamics, and now you know how to fight it. Comment below with your car's make, model, and mileage, because I'm building a spreadsheet of which direct injected engines need this service most. If this saved you an engine, hit subscribe because the next video breaks down the top 5 turbocharged engines that are actually reliable long term. Drive smart, and I'll see you next time.